Climate change is a fact, and it's on us to take action now. And I know that's not what we all want to hear after, let's be honest, a tricky last 18 months because of COVID, but unfortunately, this is an emergency. And I know that your weird uncle on Facebook may think it's all nonsense, that it's always freakishly hot in the summer and wet as balls in the winter, but shockingly, and I do mean shockingly, he may not know best. So in honour of the COP26 UN Climate Change Conference, we're debunking some of the biggest myths around climate change and sorting the real from the rubbish. The Earth's climate has always changed. The Earth's warming and cooling is part of just a natural cycle. So everyone just relax, because climate change is just one big hoax, right? Well, it is true that the Earth's climate does go in cycles and gets warmer and colder naturally. In the past 650,000 years, we've seen around 7 of these cycles. The most recent of these happening around 12,000 years ago at the end of the Ice Age, bringing in the modern climate era and, human civilization. And most of these climate changes occur because of small variations in the Earth's orbit, which means that we receive either more or less solar energy. But that's not what's happening right now. In fact, 17 of the 18 warmest years ever have occurred since 2001. The UN Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, a body of the world's top climate scientists, recently revealed that it is 90% likely that humans are the direct cause of climate change. For example, around 55 million years ago, the world went through its last major global warming event, known as the Paleocene-Eocene thermal maximum, or PETM for those who don't like big words. This lasted around 200,000 years and saw temperatures rise by between 5 to 8 degrees centigrade. And this was caused by, stop me if you've heard this before, a rise in carbon emissions. However, those carbon emission rises happened over 200,000 years, and carbon levels today are nearly 10 times what they were all those years ago. So that's, fun. China is the real problem. It is a fact that China produces more greenhouse gas emissions than any other country in the world. However, it is important to remember that China is bloody massive, both in land space and in population. And when we look at emissions per capita, China goes from enemy number 1 in global emissions to a lowly number 32. China is also the largest investor in renewable energies in the world, mainly due to increased green businesses and also pressure from the local population to improve air pollution in major cities. So the narrative that climate change is all China's fault is about as accurate as when United fans said that Ronaldo could lead them to a Premier League title. I'll be dead before it's a problem. We all love putting things off, whether it's the dentist, the bills, putting the rubbish out. The best time to do anything is always later. But taking action on climate change isn't something we can just hit snooze on. 3 years ago, climate scientists warned we had just 12 years to take action to avoid a major climate breakdown, meaning we now have just 9 years to sort our shit out. So unless you're Il-Nam from Squid Games, it's probably time we pull our collective fingers out to sort this. Renewable energy is just too damn expensive. Everyone keeps telling us that renewable energy is expensive and not value for money like good old-fashioned fossil fuels. But actually, that's a load of hot air. Research by the International Renewable Energy Agency, also known as IRENA, showed that in 2020, new renewable energy sources were cheaper than the newest fossil fuel energy sources in nearly 2/3 of cases. Thankfully, however, the UK government is obviously moving away from fossil fuels, right? LOL! The UK currently has the biggest fossil fuel subsidies in the entire EU, spending nearly £10.3 billion per year on dirty fossil fuels. And while Boris announced that the UK would stop supporting fossil fuels overseas in late 2020, saying that the UK could become the Saudi Arabia of wind power,
we're going to be putting a big bet on wind power. We want to be the Saudi Arabia of wind. I don't know whether Saudi Arabia is on the call.
A report released around the same time showed that the UK currently spends 32 times more on fossil fuels than it does on green energies. Global warming can't be real, it's still cold. Everyone has heard this. If global warming is real, why is it still bloody freezing? Well, new research by the Nature Geoscience Journal has found that cooler days in summer are actually a byproduct of global warming. Dr. Talia Timirin-Brodsky, a researcher at the University of Reading, said, "There will be more days in summer that are noticeably hotter or colder than the new average as temperatures vary more." So in short, don't let the colder days fool you. Temperatures on average are still going up and up and up, and we need to do something about it. So before we all get overwhelmed about the planet's future, what can we do to help? And the answer actually is quite simple. Start pressuring our leaders to make real, decisive changes, or the planet's f***ed. Simple.